Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome to a very short video for Friday. Today, I want to look at the proposal that people have had to split California into multiple states and why I think it might not be as bad of an idea as it sounds, and how I would do it. So, one of the current proposals is to split it into 3 states, which would be roughly splitting it here and then here. And the person who's proposing it essentially wants to create 3 new Democratic states, or really add 2 more Democratic states, which doesn't represent the reality. This is the 2012 result. This is the 2016, 2012, 2016. See, these areas were somewhat more competitive, surprisingly, but Trump lost some counties that Romney won. I believe that's Orange County, right? Yeah, this is Orange County. So, truth is, California probably shouldn't be split in such a way that it gives 2 more solidly Democratic states in addition to the one that currently already exists and would still exist. Sorry, I was drinking some water. Looking at it like this, if I were to split California, I'd probably split it into a Republican northern state somewhere in this area, with the line being somewhere over here. Probably a southern state, or maybe even 4 states to better represent it. But I would try and split it so that the overwhelming the political opinion of an area is represented. I wouldn't split it so that every state is similar to California as a whole, with maybe one semi-competitive state. No, I'd probably split it, Republicans can reliably get about 30 to 40% of the vote in California, somewhere in there. It's typically around 33 to 35%. So if I were to do it into 3 states, one would be Republican, the other 2 would be mostly Democratic. And the reason I do this is to represent the opinions of the people, to actually represent the people who live there. Is it fair that these regions never get their way because of the Bay Area? I'm not saying that it's perfect. If we go back and we look at other states, for example, let's go to, I don't know, let's go to Wyoming. Is it fair that this one county has to deal with everyone else in the state voting for Trump? Which, by the way, hilariously, the city, the town where Cheyenne is, voted for, Teton County, which is mostly either uninhabited or Yellowstone. So, yeah. But we can go back and look at, say, Texas. You look at the counties and you're going to say, well, are Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and South Texas, deep South Texas or border Texas, are these counties represented by Texas almost overwhelmingly voting Republican? Not really. The difference is most Texans prefer Texas, if that makes sense. Texans want to be Texans. So they're sort of represented, but you can make that argument in a lot of places. The difference is California is so big that even if you split it in half, you're going to be larger than every state but New York, Florida, and Texas. So it still makes sense in terms of, if we're trying to limit the concentration of political power in one state, splitting California is probably a good idea. At least into two. Probably three. And again, one of those should be a Republican state in order to actually represent the people who are there. But you never know. So, in general, I'm okay with, splitting a state into smaller states if it makes sense for the region. And in California, it certainly does because the northern part of the state is it's generally speaking a good idea. Also, I don't get why this is a thing, but I don't know why Trump is being associated with that. But yeah, I think splitting California's vote, splitting California into 2 or 3 states makes sense as long as one of those is a small Republican state up in this area. That way, you don't wind up getting a situation where it's entirely political. If you're going to split the state, at least make it so that, yeah, see, Romney almost got 40%. You go back here, McCain still did well. You go back here, W. Bush was almost, actually, it was within 10% in 2004. Bush got 40% of the vote in 2001. And, yikes. I mean, HW actually won it once. But that was a much different California in a lot of ways. But my point is that if you're going to do it like, if you're going to actually, split California up, try to represent the people who aren't getting their representation. If you're going to split a state, represent people who don't have any. Because these counties, if you're a Republican in California, you're going to be ignored. Just like, actually, Democrats in Texas are being less ignored for sure. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye.